Yo, wait. What the? Holy cars and shit. What's going on? What year is it? The year 3030, dude? Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's right, bitch. It's week 1. Snow Crash. What did I think of this book? Tell you what, it's pretty fucking nuts. At first, it felt like a teen novel. It was super teeny. It felt like, I mean, for God's sake, the main character's name is hero protagonist. The fuck? Very tongue-in-cheek book. I love it. It's a great fucking book. But yeah, dude, honestly, it's a great sci-fi book. It's around 550 pages. It talks about this man, this dude. His name is hero protagonist, and he goes on an adventure with this 15-year-old girl called White Tea. Now this dude, hero protagonist, he's kind of a badass, to be honest. He's like half black, half Asian. This dude goes around with a katana, and in this cybernetic world that they live in the future. God damn it! In this future, they have sort of like Ready Player One. They put on these goggles and they go into the metaverse. That's what they call it in the book. And basically in this metaverse, it's a computer 3D generated world, kind of like the fucking Matrix or Ready Player One. Except this dude is a hacker, so he can fuck around with that shit in the world. So anyway, he knows something's going down because he enters the Black Sun, which is like, it's inside the metaverse. It's like a very VIP bar, and this guy tries to hand him this little card, this hyper card that contains a very nasty virus. No. I don't want to spoil too much, but anyone who takes this hyper card gets destroyed mentally, but only if they're a hacker or programmer. The way it fucks around with the idea of, like, I don't know, there's deep structures in our brain where if the hacker sees the zeros and ones of this hyper card, which is called Snow Crash, which is why this book is called Snow Crash. The drug is called Snow Crash. So if the person looks at these zeros and ones, this binary value, it makes them go fucking insane. So it's Hero's job and White Tea's job to crack down what the hell's going on, why these people are going crazy. So yeah, the book's pretty fucking good. I think it took me around 200 pages to really get into it. I think by the time when Hero talks to the librarian and they go through the whole past in the Sumerian and they try to piece shit together about how all this went down and how it works, I think that's probably my favorite part of the book, just because it's very in-depth and you feel like you're in the story and you're like, wow, this all really connects. It's really cohesive. Very, very well done. The reason I say it felt like a teen novel is because, I mean, it feels very goofy at times. In the book, they do have regular dogs, but then they have these fucking machine dogs they call rat things, and these rat things, some chapters are in the perspective of the dog, of the rat thing, and these rat things go super fast and they're super vicious, but they're also very cute because you can tell like the dog cares about the people. So yeah, it's just kind of goofy. I think it's a goofy book and it's meant to be goofy. It's not meant to be taken seriously at all. The ending's kind of eh. I think the whole book is very good and it's a very good sci-fi book. But the ending's meh. It just felt very rapid. It didn't really connect. But I think hero protagonist is a badass. White Tea's a badass. Yeah, don't go into this book expecting a kid book, because by the end you'll be like,
wow, that is a fucked up kid's book if that's a kid's book.
Yeah, it's just very, I think the story works really well. I think the metaverse is really cool. It all works. A few scenes are confusing, so make sure you remember all the characters. But other than that, yeah, this book is pretty damn good. I think I'll give it 4.3 out of 5. 4.3. I think that's pretty solid. I also think if you enjoy sci-fi books such as this, the closest thing I can come to that is probably Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. I mean, I read this last year. This book's fucking great. It reminded me a lot of Snow Crash. These two are very similar. I think Do Androids is a little bit more grown up. Snow Crash is a lot more of a teen novel. But man, they're both fucking good. And yeah, definitely worth checking out. Now, before I end the video, we need to talk about next week's book, which is Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor E. Frankl. Now, I have started this book because the way it's set up, I fucked y'all up. So, you guys are a few days behind. We started a week out of the new year. So this will be probably the first book y'all will read. And, I mean, it's 150 pages. Y'all can read that shit in like 3 days if you really buckle down. I'm 150 pages in. We're not going to talk about the book. We're going to talk about it next week when we're all caught up. We'll review this, and then we'll talk about the next book in that review. So I'll catch you guys next week when we talk about Man's Search for Meaning. I hope, if y'all did read Snow Crash, tell me what you thought about that book. It's a very weird book. I loved it. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one.